and welcome to the show. This is the Eisnstein's PlayStation Podcast, episode 11. We're going to be talking about the games that are coming out March 31st, this Tuesday, the deals of this week, and some news. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So we're going to start off with some deals. Okay, here, there is a $400 PS4 with The Last of Us Remastered, a digital copy, Bloodborne, and a $20 gift card. That's from Amazon, and that is a spectacular deal. Also from Amazon, we have 3 games. Each of them are $30. Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition, Destiny, and Far Cry 4. Now that we got that out of the way, let's hop into some news of this week. Batman Arkham Knight has been delayed until June 23rd. This delay is fairly short, but I think it's because of minor bug fixes, and they want to get those so they could so they won't have to worry about a day one patch. Ironcast, a puzzle roguelike set in a steampunk world, is coming to PlayStation 4 this year. We don't know exactly when, but I'm looking forward to that one. Project Root, a take on the shoot 'em up genre, is coming to the PlayStation 4 on April 28th. Also on April 28th, we have Broken Age coming to PlayStation 4. And last, PlayStation's new streaming service, PlayStation Vue, will now be working with AMC Network. So you can watch The Walking Dead right on your PS4. So now we're going into the games that are coming out March 31st, this upcoming Tuesday. The 2 highlights of this list are Axiom Verge and Paperbound. Axiom Verge is a 2D action Metroidvania-esque title made by one man, Tom Happ. And there's so much detail packed into this upcoming release, which is $2 off because of the Spring Fever sale on the PlayStation Network. The next game is Paperbound, which is a couch multiplayer platformer brawler where the key to success is manipulating gravity to slay your enemies, which this game looks super stylish and super fun and frantic. The other games that are coming out are 2 baseball games, MLB 15 The Show, which has hauled in many new features, and RBI Baseball 15. And then we have Rack and Ruin, Tukadin Kiwami, and Whoa Dave, which is free on PlayStation Plus. That wraps up our new releases, our deals, and our news of the week. So without further ado, let's jump right in to our weekly topic. Now time for our weekly topic.
Step in front of a runaway train.
Out of the long process of developing a title, sound design, and the role of sound in games is a very important piece. Sound design consists of 4 main groups. There is the atmosphere of sound design. That is how the world or a certain area in the world makes a player feel. Games that express this well are Fez and Swapper. They both bring in good atmosphere and make you feel like you're actually there. The next category is the soundtrack. And the soundtrack makes the music or ambiance that adds positively to the experience based on what the character is doing, or based on a certain goal that the developer wants to reach, or how they want to portray their game. And it also can go in tandem with the mechanics and how they try to weave it into storytelling. There's also character interaction, which would be voice acting and other vocal noises from that a character in the game makes. And then there's action noises such as gunshots in a certain highlight is Battlefield 3, and explosions. Those would be action noises. Or something like Skyrim would be the combat with the swords. And our last category is emotion, and that is how a character's action makes a player feel. And so now I'm going to break these down and show you what how they all fit together and what their role in the game is. And I'm going to show you how important it is for the sound design to be good, to make the overall game a good package. So the atmosphere really brings you to the world. The atmosphere controls how good or how your feelings towards the world, whether it be a horrible dystopian future that has a totalitarian government that you with atmosphere, they would have maybe the distant sirens of police, or the constant loudspeakers, announcements, and disclaimers, or something like that to make you feel in the world. They can also bring in good feelings, such as in Fez, when you find a certain like the whole, it brings you, like in Fez, it can bring you into that world of the 8-bit style, and it really shows that you feel part of it, not just looking on at. It feels like you're not in a game. It feels like you're in the world because of the 8-bit soundtrack that goes along with the style graphically. I'm gonna go to emotion now. Emotion can be portrayed with in tandem with the soundtrack, but emotion is the sound bites of either sad music, or a revelation kind of music that can bring about feelings of disdain or feelings of excitement, whether it be like unlocking a new level, or however they would choose to use that emotion in the game, such as Last of Us, which did a great job of that. And then the soundtrack, this is at the core of every of the sound design. Okay, the soundtrack controls the mood, the tone of a game, and it also helps the pacing of the game. Transistor, Bastion, Assassin's Creed 2, and Red Dead Redemption are games with wonderful soundtracks. These soundtracks are superb. Also, Hotline Miami 2 also has a good one, although we do not endorse the game mechanics or where it heads. But these other games have wonderful soundtracks. With Red Dead Redemption, it really is westernized tone, and it's all this country twang music. And Transistor, it even has a lot of tracks that are hummed to incorporate something with the story. And so that leads into the character interaction, which would be the voice acting, which is vitally important because of a lot of times games can have super cheesy voice acting, or and they have these characters say these super cliche stuff like "get down, take cover" in any action shooter, and it can be redundant on their part, and developers want to stay away from that. Well, I should say good developers want to stay away from that, and they want to make sure the voice acting sounds genuine and it sounds human if that's the case. If they want to deliver a human story of mortality, they need to make sure they get that sound voice acting down right, especially noises like people get cries of like grunts, and I know it sounds silly looking from the outside, but if they were not there, grunts or cries of pain or like any just or breathing even, if they do not incorporate these minor details, it really doesn't sound as authentic as it possibly could. And last, I have the action noises, which is stuff like gunshots and explosions, but these are super important in games like Battlefield and Call of Duty, and other games on the other side of the spectrum, which would be like Dark Souls and fantasy games. And so, like, the shooters they really have to get down the reload sounds. The running footsteps are really important in games. If something falls, they have to get that down. And, like the sword swinging in Dark Souls, and all these sound pieces of sound design have to mold together well. And if they do, you can really tell, wow, this game sounds good. It might not even come out to you. You might not even think this game sounds good. You just think, oh, this game is wonderful. I really like this game. Well, part of the reason you like that game is because the sound design was so well made. Because otherwise, games that do not have good sound design will not try to bring you in. They won't bring you in as well. Although they may look good, or they may feel good combat-wise or mechanic-wise, and they may bring something creative in, and they don't have a good soundtrack, not with a T. That is very that can really ruin an experience. Subconsciously, you might not notice it. You might not notice it in the long run, but really, next time you look for the details in your games, try to take a look and listen for the sound design, and maybe you can come to a realization about its importance, as we here at the EPP team have. And so, this wraps up our episode 11 of the Eisnstein's PlayStation podcast. If you have enjoyed this, please press a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want an intelligent look at the PlayStation 4, visit our website, Eisnstein'sPlayStationPlayground.wordpress.com. You can also subscribe with email to our website to get the instant news and releases. So, thank you for listening. Hope you have enjoyed. I'm your host, Isaac Miller, signing off.